pleased to be here today. Yeah, he was born in 1928, grew up in the Great Depression. And like so many of the Kalamazoo Dutch people, he early on developed a tremendous work ethic. I can remember him telling me about how at night, when it would rain, he would get up in the middle of the night with a flashlight and go out and look for night crawlers that he could sell the next day to fishermen. Graduated in 1947 from Kalamazoo Central. 1947 was a very good year, by the way. I was born that year. Went on to attend Western, and as Bill has said, he met his beautiful wife there, and she was working in a bookstore at Western Michigan College. It was not even a university. After he graduated, he served in the Army during the Korean War, and then went on to carve out a wonderful position as a salesman and manager of the sales force for KVP, Kalamazoo Vegetable Parchment Company. The town of Parchment is named for that. Jake Kindleberger started it. But Vaughn had another definition of KVP. He said it was keep Vaughn poor. Well, they were living in Howell, Michigan, and they had a new home. And alongside the fireplace in this new home, there were some bookshelves. Well, he realized I need to fill those bookshelves, so he went out to Salvation Armies and Goodwill stores and started buying these books just to fill those shelves. And he found out that some of these books that he was paying 50 cents for could be sold for $5, $10, and so he became a bookman. That got him started. Well, I developed a love of books when I was just about 7 or 8 years old. And I'd go around to all these different book sales, and sometimes I'd reach for a book, and there was another hand almost on top of the book, reaching at the same time. And this is a very good-looking gentleman, always impeccably dressed with a suit and a tie, and it was Vaughn. And so we started seeing each other at the sales and struck up a friendship, and then we went and had coffee one day after a book sale, and we said, why don't we start a bookshop? Kalamazoo. And I said, well, that's a good idea. So I found this place on Rose Street, and we built bookshelves together and filled them with our relative collections of books. And I can remember that bright January day. We were so proud in 1975, walking down the street to open the door for our bookshop. The very first day it was to open. And there was a placard in the window of the bookshop. This property and all contents have been seized by the U.S. government. It seems that the owner of the shop was a little behind on his taxes. So we were, he got it cleared up and they didn't take our books, fortunately. But I stayed with Vaughn as a partner, and Arlene was the bookkeeper for, I think it was 3 years. But then I got a job at Western as an archivist, and they thought that, well, that was a conflict of interest to have a bookshop and be an archivist, and it wasn't really. So I had to leave, and Vaughn continued. But still, we took so many of these book hunting trips together. He would find out where he had to visit a customer, and there was a bookshop, there was a book sale there, and we'd go along together and just had wonderful fun talking about books. After every book sale, we'd go in and have coffee someplace and bring in the books we bought and look at each other's treasures. I'll just never forget those wonderful trips I took with Vaughn. And the most important thing out of our relationship was I had a friend indeed. And I suppose most of you people have had a friend in Vaughn. He always was a gentleman and a friend. Thank you.